Welcome back to Top Liberty Coins. Today we dive deep into one of the most fascinating topics in the world of numismatics, Liberty coins, their hidden secrets, the legendary 1970 D coin, and how some rare pieces have reached astonishing values in the market. Coins are more than currency. They are history frozen in metal. Every Liberty coin carries a story of a nation, of craftsmanship, of time itself. The design of Liberty has appeared on many U.S. coins over the years, symbolizing freedom, strength, and identity. From early silver dollars to modern issues, the Liberty figure has always been iconic. But not every Liberty coin is the same. Some are common. Some are rare. And a few are unbelievably valuable. Now let's talk about something that collectors dream about: rare mint marks and unique variations. One of the most talked about coins among collectors is the 1970 D. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where the coin was produced. At first glance, you might think a coin from 1970 is not that old, not that special. But this is where things get interesting. Certain 1970 D coins are incredibly rare due to limited production, minting errors, or special characteristics that were never meant to exist. These small differences, a tiny mark, a slight variation in design, or even the type of metal used, can turn an ordinary coin into a treasure. Collectors spend years searching for these hidden gems. What makes a coin valuable? There are a few key factors. Rarity is the biggest one. If only a few coins exist, the demand skyrockets. Condition is another major factor. A coin in perfect or near-perfect condition, often called mint state, can be worth significantly more than one that is worn or damaged. Historical significance also plays a role. Coins connected to important moments or unusual production stories attract serious collectors. Now imagine a coin that combines all these factors: rare, in excellent condition, and with a unique story. That is where the prices can reach unbelievable levels. Some Liberty coins and rare variants have sold for tens of thousands, even crossing into the range of hundreds of thousands of dollars. The number you mentioned, $787,976.48, may sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, such figures are not impossible when a truly exceptional piece appears in the market. The market for coins is constantly changing. Prices rise and fall depending on demand, collector interest, and new discoveries. Sometimes a coin sits unnoticed for years, only to suddenly gain attention when a collector recognizes its true value. Auctions play a huge role in setting these prices. When two collectors both want the same rare coin, the bidding can go higher and higher, sometimes breaking records. Liberty coins are especially popular because of their beauty and historical importance. The design itself, Lady Liberty, represents ideals that go beyond money. That emotional and symbolic connection adds to the coin's desirability. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying a piece of identity, a piece of history. Let's go deeper into the mystery of rare finds. Many valuable coins are discovered in the most unexpected places. Old collections passed down through generations, forgotten boxes in attics, even everyday pocket change. People have found coins worth thousands without even realizing it at first. That is why checking your coins carefully can sometimes lead to surprising discoveries. The 1970 D coin, depending on the type and variation, has attracted attention for years. Some versions are much rarer than others. For example, certain proof-only issues or coins struck in unusual ways can be extremely valuable. Errors such as double strikes, off-center designs, or missing elements can also increase value dramatically. These mistakes make each coin unique, almost like a fingerprint. Collectors often use magnifying tools to inspect coins in detail. Tiny features invisible to the naked eye can make a huge difference. The texture, the shine, the edges, the lettering, everything matters. Even the smallest detail can turn a common coin into a rare collectible. Another important factor is grading. Professional grading services evaluate coins and assign them a grade based on condition. A higher grade means a higher value. Coins sealed in protective holders with official grades are more trusted in the market, and buyers are willing to pay more for them. now think about the excitement of owning such a coin. It is not just about money. It is about the thrill of discovery, the connection to history, and the pride of owning something truly rare. For many collectors, the journey is just as important as the value. The coin market also attracts investors. Some people buy rare coins as a way to store wealth. Unlike paper money, rare coins can increase in value over time, especially if they are well preserved and in demand. However, knowledge is very important. Not every coin will become valuable, and understanding the market is key to making smart decisions. One fascinating aspect is how stories influence value. If a coin has a known history, for example, if it was part of a famous collection, it can sell for even more. Provenance adds another layer of uniqueness, making the coin more desirable to collectors. Liberty coins continue to capture attention around the world. Whether it is an early silver dollar or a modern rare variant, the appeal never fades. Each coin is like a small window into the past, reminding us of the artistry and craftsmanship of its time. And here is something important: the possibility is always there. Somewhere, right now, a rare coin could be sitting unnoticed. Maybe in a collection, maybe in circulation, maybe even with you. The idea that something so valuable can hide in plain sight is what makes coin collecting so exciting. So next time you see a coin, don't just ignore it. Look at it closely. Check the date. Look for a mint mark. Pay attention to the details. Because you never know, that simple coin could be worth far more than you ever imagined. This is the world of Liberty coins, a world where history, rarity, and mystery come together to create something truly extraordinary. And for those who take the time to explore it, the rewards can be beyond imagination. Today we're diving deep into something that collectors dream about and most people overlook completely. Liberty coins. Not just any Liberty coin, but the mysterious and highly talked about 1973 D coin, a piece that in rare cases has shocked the market with unbelievable values. Imagine holding a simple coin in your hand. It looks ordinary. It feels ordinary. But what if that same coin could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on its condition, rarity, and hidden features? That's exactly why Liberty coins continue to fascinate collectors all around the world. The story of Liberty coins goes back to the very foundation of American coinage. The image of liberty has been used for centuries as a symbol of freedom, strength, and independence. These coins were not just currency, they were a reflection of a nation's identity. Over time, different designs of liberty appeared on coins, each carrying its own artistic style and historical significance. Now let's focus on the year 1973. At first glance, coins from this year may not seem special. Millions were minted, and most of them are still in circulation or stored away in jars, drawers, and old collections. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 1973 coins are the same. Some rare variations, minting errors, and high-grade specimens have made collectors go crazy. The D mint mark stands for Denver Mint. Coins produced here often have subtle differences compared to those minted in other locations. A 1973 D coin in average condition might only be worth face value. But when you start looking at uncirculated versions, mint state grades, and especially error coins, the value can rise dramatically. Collectors are always hunting for coins with perfect surfaces, sharp details, and original luster. These are graded using a scale, and the higher the grade, the higher the price. A 1973 D coin graded at the very top can fetch a surprising amount in auctions, but the real magic happens when errors come into play. Imagine a coin struck slightly off-center, or with a doubled image, or with a die crack that creates a unique pattern. These errors are not mistakes in the collector world. They are treasures. A rare error on a 1973 D coin could turn an ordinary piece into something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about the extreme claims you might hear, like a Liberty coin being worth $787,976.47. Numbers like this don't come from ordinary coins. These values are usually tied to extremely rare specimens, historical significance, perfect grading, or unique minting errors that exist in only a handful of examples worldwide. When collectors compete for such a coin, the price can skyrocket beyond imagination. The coin market itself is always changing. Prices rise and fall based on demand, rarity, and collector interest. Sometimes a coin that was ignored for years suddenly becomes valuable because new collectors enter the market or new discoveries are made about its rarity. Another important factor is preservation. A coin kept in perfect condition for decades will always be worth more than one that has been scratched, cleaned, or damaged. This is why serious collectors store their coins carefully, often in protective holders that prevent exposure to air, moisture, and handling. If you have old coins at home, especially from the 1970s, it's worth taking a closer look. Check the mint mark. Look for unusual features. Examine the edges and details. Sometimes the smallest difference can mean the biggest value. Liberty coins are more than just metal. They are history you can hold. They tell stories of a time, a place, and a nation's identity. And for collectors, they offer the thrill of discovery, the excitement of the hunt, and the possibility of turning a simple coin into a valuable asset. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. One day you might find nothing, and the next day you could discover a rare gem hiding in plain sight. That's what makes this journey so exciting. So next time you come across a 1973 coin, don't ignore it. Take a moment. Look closely. Because you never know, that small piece of metal could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Stay tuned with Coins for more hidden treasures, rare discoveries, and secrets from the world of currency that most people never notice. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in the world of numismatics, Liberty coins, their powerful history, the mystery behind certain rare years like 1973, and how some of these coins can reach astonishing values close to hundreds of thousands or even more in rare cases. Imagine holding a small piece of metal in your hand, something that looks ordinary, something that may have passed through hundreds of people, bought bread, paid for coffee, or sat forgotten in a drawer for decades. But what if that coin is not ordinary? What if it carries history, rarity, and a story that collectors are willing to pay a fortune for? Liberty coins are among the most iconic coins ever produced. The word liberty itself represents freedom, independence, and identity. For many years, coins featuring Lady Liberty were a symbol of national pride and artistic beauty. These coins were not just currency, they were expressions of a nation's values. The design of Liberty coins changed over time, but one thing remained constant: the elegance of Lady Liberty. Whether she is standing, walking, or seated, her image always carries a sense of dignity and strength. This is why collectors all over the world are obsessed with these coins. Now let's talk about value. Most people think coins are only worth their face value. A 1-cent coin is just 1 cent, right? But in the collector world, things are very different. Value depends on rarity, condition, demand, mint errors, and historical importance. Some Liberty coins are extremely rare because only a limited number were produced. Others became rare because many were melted down or lost over time. And then there are coins that became valuable because of minting errors, small mistakes that make them unique. Now here comes the interesting part. Many people search for a specific year, 1973. This year is often surrounded by confusion and curiosity. Why? Because in some cases, coins from this year are not supposed to exist in certain types or versions. When collectors discover something unusual from such a year, it creates excitement in the market. If a Liberty-style coin or design variation connected to that era appears with unusual characteristics, it can become highly valuable. But here is the truth you need to understand clearly. Not every 1973 coin is valuable. Most are common. The real value comes when something is different, rare, or in perfect condition. Condition is everything. A coin that looks new, with sharp details, no scratches, and original shine can be worth many times more than the same coin in poor condition. This is why collectors carefully grade coins using professional standards. There are different grading levels, from poor condition all the way to mint state, which means the coin looks almost untouched since it was made. The higher the grade, the higher the price. Now imagine a Liberty coin in near-perfect condition, combined with rarity, combined with collector demand. This is where prices can explode. Some coins have sold for tens of thousands, some even higher depending on their uniqueness. You may have heard numbers like $787,976 or similar massive values. These numbers are not random. They usually come from auction results where extremely rare coins are sold to serious collectors. These are not everyday coins. These are once-in-a-lifetime discoveries. Another important factor is mint marks. Coins are produced in different locations, and each location has its own mark. Sometimes a specific mint produced fewer coins, making those versions more valuable. So always check for small letters on the coin. Errors also play a huge role. A coin with a double strike, off-center design, or missing detail can be worth much more than a normal coin. What looks like a mistake to a normal person is actually a treasure to a collector. History also adds emotional value. When you hold a Liberty coin, you are holding a piece of the past. It may have existed during important moments in history. This connection makes collectors even more passionate. The market for coins is always changing. Prices go up and down based on demand, discoveries, and trends. Sometimes a coin that was ignored becomes popular overnight because collectors start paying attention to it. So how do you know if your coin is valuable? First, check the year. Second, look for mint marks. Third, examine the condition carefully. Fourth, check for any unusual features or errors. And finally, compare with recent market prices. You don't need to be an expert to start. Many valuable coins have been found by ordinary people in everyday places: old jars, drawers, inherited collections, or even pocket change. The excitement of coin collecting is not just about money. It is about discovery. The idea that something small and overlooked could change your life is what makes this hobby so powerful. Think about it. Somewhere out there, right now, a rare Liberty coin could be sitting unnoticed. Maybe in your home, maybe in your wallet, maybe in a box you haven't opened in years. This is why people all over the world continue searching, learning, and collecting. Because every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. Before you ignore your old coins, take a closer look. That simple coin might not be simple at all. It might be history. It might be rare. It might be valuable, and who knows, the next time you check your coins, you might be holding something truly extraordinary. Stay curious, stay searching, and remember, every coin has a hidden story waiting to be discovered. This is Coins, and your treasure hunt has just begun. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in the world of coin collecting, the legendary Liberty coins, with a special focus on the 1975 D coin and its current market value. This is not just about money, this is about hidden treasure, history, and the thrill of discovery. When people hear the word Liberty on a coin, they often think of freedom, heritage, and classic American design. Liberty coins have always held a special place in numismatics because they represent not only currency but also the artistic and cultural identity of a nation. From the flowing hair designs of early coins to the bold and confident depictions in later years, Liberty has remained a symbol that collectors around the world admire deeply. Now let's talk about why some Liberty coins are worth astonishing amounts of money. The value of a coin is not just based on its age. Many factors come into play, including rarity, mint mark, condition, errors, and historical significance. A coin that might look ordinary to an untrained eye can actually be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars if it has the right combination of these factors. The 1975 D coin is especially interesting because it comes from the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small d mark on the coin. Coins from Denver are not automatically rare, but certain years and conditions make them stand out. In 1975, millions of coins were produced, but only a tiny fraction remain in perfect or near-perfect condition today. These high-grade coins are the ones collectors fight over. Condition is everything in the coin world. A coin that has never been circulated, meaning it was never used in daily transactions, is far more valuable than one that shows wear and tear. Collectors use grading systems to determine how perfect a coin is. The closer a coin is to mint condition, the higher its value climbs. A 1975D Liberty coin in average condition might be worth only a small amount, but in mint state, its value can jump dramatically. Another exciting aspect is mint errors. Sometimes during the production process, mistakes happen. These mistakes can include double strikes, off-center designs, or missing details. While errors might sound like flaws, in the world of coin collecting they can turn an ordinary coin into a rare masterpiece. If a 1975D coin has a unique error, its value could skyrocket depending on how rare that error is. Now let's discuss the market value. The coin market is always changing. Prices go up and down based on demand, collector interest, and recent auction results. Some Liberty coins have sold for incredibly high prices, sometimes reaching into the hundreds of thousands or even approaching the $1 million range under the right circumstances. When you hear figures like hundreds of thousands of dollars, it is usually for extremely rare coins in exceptional condition or with unique characteristics. For a 1975D Liberty coin, the average value might not seem impressive at first glance. But here is where things get interesting. If you happen to own one in pristine condition or with a rare feature, its value can increase significantly. There have been cases where coins from similar years and mints have surprised collectors by selling for far more than expected simply because of their quality and rarity. History also plays a huge role. Coins are like time capsules. The 1975D coin comes from a period when coin production was modernizing, and the designs were evolving. It reflects a time when the economy, technology, and minting processes were changing. Owning such a coin means holding a piece of that history in your hand. Collectors are always searching for the next big find. Many people have discovered valuable coins in their everyday change, old collections, or inherited boxes. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know when you might come across something extraordinary. The idea that a small coin could be worth a fortune keeps people searching, learning, and exploring. If you are serious about checking your coins, start by looking closely at the date and mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to inspect details. Look for unusual features or anything that seems different from standard coins. Pay attention to the shine, edges, and overall condition. Even small differences can mean a big change in value. Storage is also important. If you believe you have a valuable coin, protect it. Keep it in a safe, dry place and avoid touching it too much, as oils from your fingers can damage the surface. Serious collectors use special holders and cases to preserve their coins for years. Another key factor is authentication. If you think your 1975D Liberty coin could be valuable, consider having it examined by a professional grading service. These experts can confirm its authenticity and assign it a grade, which can significantly impact its market value. A certified coin is more trusted and often sells for a higher price. The world of Liberty coins is vast and full of surprises. From common pieces to rare treasures, every coin has a story. The 1975D coin may not always be the most famous, but under the right conditions, it can become a highly desirable collectible. Its value depends on what makes it unique, and that uniqueness is what collectors are willing to pay for. Imagine discovering that a coin sitting in your drawer is worth thousands or more. That possibility is real, and it is happening to people all the time. The key is knowledge, patience, and attention to detail. The more you learn about coins, the better your chances of spotting something valuable. Coin collecting is not just about money. It is about passion, history, and the thrill of the hunt. Every coin you examine brings you closer to understanding this fascinating world. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, there is always something new to discover. So next time you come across a Liberty coin, especially a 1975D, take a closer look. It might be more than just a piece of metal. It could be a hidden treasure waiting to be uncovered, a story from the past, and maybe even a life-changing discovery. This is Coins, where every coin tells a story and every story could be worth a fortune. Stay curious, keep searching, and never underestimate the value of the coins in your pocket. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood coins ever discussed by collectors and beginners alike. The legendary 1976 Liberty coin. A coin that many people overlook, yet some examples have sparked huge interest in the market and stories of values reaching astonishing numbers like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks completely normal, something you might receive in everyday change, yet it could secretly carry a story, history, and even a life-changing value. That is exactly what makes coins like the 1976 Liberty so exciting. At first glance, it may not look special, but once you understand what to look for, everything changes. The year 1976 was extremely important in United States history. It marked the 200th anniversary of independence, also known as the bicentennial celebration. Because of this, special coin designs were released to honor that historic milestone. Millions upon millions of coins were minted, including quarters, half dollars, and dollars with unique reverse designs that stood out from the usual look. The 1976 mark tells us that the coin was minted in Denver. This mint produced a huge number of bicentennial coins, meaning most of them are very common. But here is where things get interesting. Not all coins are equal. Small differences, rare errors, unusual conditions, and special varieties can turn an ordinary coin into something collectors are willing to pay huge money for. When people talk about Liberty coins, they often refer to coins featuring Lady Liberty or coins connected to the spirit of freedom. In the case of the 1976 coins, liberty is represented symbolically through the designs and the celebration of independence. That is why collectors often group them into the broader liberty theme. Now let's talk about value, because this is what excites most people. A regular 1976 coin in circulated condition is usually worth only its face value. That means a quarter is still worth a quarter, a half dollar is still worth 50 cents. But do not stop there, because condition is everything. A coin that has never been used, known as uncirculated, can already be worth more. Then we step into the world of grading. Professional grading companies examine coins under magnification and assign them a grade. The higher the grade, the better the condition. Coins graded at the very top, especially those with perfect or near-perfect surfaces, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, but the real magic happens when we talk about rare errors. These are mistakes made during the minting process. For example, double strikes, off-center designs, missing elements, or unusual metal compositions. These errors are not supposed to exist, which makes them incredibly valuable. Some collectors have reported bicentennial coins with rare characteristics being sold for extremely high prices. While numbers like $787,976.44 sound unbelievable, they are usually tied to unique cases, extremely rare specimens, or auction hype combined with collector demand. Not every coin will reach such values, but the possibility is what keeps treasure hunters searching. Another factor that can boost value is silver content. Some bicentennial coins were made with 40% silver for special collector sets. These coins are different from regular circulation coins and can be identified by their appearance and weight. Silver versions naturally carry higher value due to the metal itself and collector demand. The history behind these coins adds even more depth. During the bicentennial, there was a strong sense of patriotism and pride. The government wanted to create something memorable that would circulate among the public. That is why these coins were not limited to collectors only but were released into everyday use. People across the country held a piece of history in their hands without even realizing it. Over time, many of these coins were spent, scratched, damaged, or lost. That is why high-quality examples are harder to find today. The fewer pristine coins that exist, the more valuable they become. This is the basic law of supply and demand in the coin world. Now think about your own collection or even your pocket change. How many times have you ignored coins without checking them closely? That is exactly how rare finds slip through unnoticed. Some of the most valuable coins ever discovered were found by ordinary people who simply took the time to look carefully. To identify a valuable 1976 Liberty coin, you need to check several things. Look at the mint mark, which should be a small d on the coin. Examine the condition under good lighting. Look for unusual marks, doubling in the letters, or anything that looks different from a normal coin. Weight and color can also give clues, especially if silver is involved. Collectors also pay attention to luster, which is the shine of the coin. A bright, original luster often means the coin has not been heavily circulated. Details in the design should be sharp and clear. The drummer boy on the reverse of the quarter, for example, should show fine detail in high-grade coins. The market for coins is always changing. Prices go up and down depending on demand, trends, and new discoveries. Sometimes a coin that was ignored for years suddenly becomes popular and its value rises quickly. This is why staying informed and connected to the coin community is very important. Online auctions, collector forums, and coin shows are great places to see real market prices. What someone claims a coin is worth and what it actually sells for can be very different. Always look at completed sales rather than just listings. One of the most exciting parts of coin collecting is the possibility of finding something rare when you least expect it. The 1976 D Liberty coin is a perfect example of this. While most are common, a small number hold incredible potential. It is also important to protect your coins. If you believe you have something valuable, do not clean it. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce the value significantly. Instead, store it in a safe holder and consider having it professionally graded. As you continue your journey in coin collecting, remember that knowledge is your greatest tool. The more you learn, the better your chances of spotting something valuable. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth far more than the metal itself. So next time you come across a 1976 D coin, do not ignore it. Take a closer look. It might just be another common piece, or it could be a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. This is what makes the world of coins so addictive and exciting. The thrill of the hunt, the history behind each piece, and the possibility of turning something small into something extraordinary. Stay curious, keep searching, and never underestimate the value of the coins you already have. Because in this world, even a single coin can change everything. Today we dive deep into one such fascinating topic that has captured the attention of collectors and enthusiasts around the world, the legendary 1982 D Liberty coin and its surprising value in the current market. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks completely normal, something you might receive as change from a shop. Now imagine that same coin being valued at an astonishing amount, sometimes reaching figures like $787,976.43 depending on condition, rarity, and unique characteristics. It sounds unbelievable, but in the world of numismatics, these stories are very real. The 1982 D coin comes from a transitional period in United States coin history. This was the year when the composition of certain coins changed, creating a mix of old and new materials being used at the same time. Because of this shift, some coins were struck under unusual circumstances, leading to rare variations that collectors now search for with great excitement. What makes the 1982 D Liberty coin so interesting is not just its age or design, but the possibility of minting errors, weight differences, and composition variations. During 1982, the U.S. Mint shifted from copper-based coins to zinc-based ones for cost efficiency. However, not all coins followed a single standard. Some were accidentally struck using the wrong metal or incorrect dies, creating rare error coins that are now highly valuable. One of the most talked about features is the difference in weight. A copper coin from that era typically weighs around 3.11 grams, while a zinc coin weighs about 2.5 grams. This small difference can mean everything. Collectors carefully measure and examine their coins, hoping to find that rare piece that doesn't match the standard specifications. Another key factor is the mint mark. The D on the coin indicates it was minted in Denver. While millions of coins were produced there, only a tiny fraction have the unique features that make them valuable. This is where rarity comes into play. The fewer such coins exist, the higher their value rises in the market. Condition is equally important. A coin in mint or near perfect condition can be worth significantly more than one that is worn or damaged. Professional grading services evaluate coins based on their condition, assigning them a grade that directly impacts their market value. A high-grade 1982 D coin with rare characteristics can command an impressive price. the current market for rare coins is stronger than ever. Collectors, investors, and even everyday people are becoming more aware of the potential hidden in their spare change. Online marketplaces, auctions, and coin shows have created a global platform where rare coins can be bought and sold, sometimes at record-breaking prices. What drives such high value is a combination of rarity, demand, historical significance, and uniqueness. A coin that tells a story, especially one involving a minting transition or error, becomes more than just currency. It becomes a piece of history. There have been real cases where collectors discovered rare coins in unexpected places, old jars, inherited collections, or even pocket change. These stories fuel the excitement and keep people searching. The idea that anyone could stumble upon a valuable coin makes the hobby even more thrilling. If you are interested in finding such a coin, there are a few important things to keep in mind. Always check the year and mint mark carefully. Use a precise scale to measure weight. Examine the coin for any unusual features such as double strikes, off-center designs, or differences in lettering. Even small details can make a big difference. It's also important to handle coins properly. Avoid touching the surface too much, as oils from your fingers can affect their condition. Store them in protective holders and keep them in a safe environment. The story of the 1982 Liberty coin is a perfect example of how something small can hold incredible value. It reminds us that history is often hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those who pay attention. As the coin market continues to grow, more people are joining the hunt for rare pieces. Whether you are a serious collector or just someone curious about what might be in your pocket, the journey is exciting and full of surprises, and who knows, the next time you receive a coin in change, you might want to take a closer look. That ordinary coin could be a hidden gem, a rare find, or even a life-changing discovery worth far more than you ever imagined. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in the collector world, the Liberty coin, with a special focus on the legendary 1982 pieces and their current market value. This is not just another coin story, this is a journey into history, rarity, hidden treasures, and the kind of value that can change lives. Imagine holding a small piece of metal in your hand, something that looks ordinary at first glance, but in reality it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even close to $1 million depending on its condition, rarity, and unique characteristics. That is the power of Liberty coins. These coins are not just currency, they are history frozen in time. Liberty coins have always been a symbol of freedom, strength, and national identity. The design itself carries deep meaning, with Lady Liberty representing hope, independence, and a bright future. Over the years, different versions of Liberty coins have been minted, each with its own story and significance. Some were produced in large numbers, while others were rare from the very beginning. Now let's talk about something that truly excites collectors, the 1982 coins. This year is extremely important in the coin collecting world, especially when it comes to pennies. In 1982, a major transition happened in the United States Mint. Before 1982, pennies were primarily made of copper, but due to rising copper prices, the composition was changed to zinc with a thin copper coating. This change created multiple variations of the 1982 penny, and that is where things get very interesting. There are actually several types of 1982 pennies. Some are copper, some are zinc, some have large dates, some have small dates. To an average person, these differences may seem tiny, almost invisible. But to a collector, these small details can mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth thousands or more. One of the rarest and most valuable versions is the 1982 small date copper penny. This coin is extremely hard to find because most small date pennies were made of zinc, not copper. If you happen to find a 1982 small date penny made of copper, you could be looking at a coin worth a significant amount of money. In high grades, these coins have sold for thousands of dollars. Now imagine this scenario. You are going through your old coins, maybe something you have saved for years without thinking much about it. Suddenly you come across a 1982 penny. You look closely, check the date style, weigh the coin, and realize you might be holding one of the rare varieties. That moment alone can be life-changing. The weight of the coin is one of the most important factors. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh around 2.5 grams. This simple test can help you identify whether your coin is copper or zinc. But remember, condition is everything. A coin in mint or near mint condition can be worth far more than one that is worn or damaged. Collectors are always searching for coins that are not only rare but also in excellent condition. Coins that have never been circulated, known as uncirculated coins, are especially valuable. If your Liberty coin has sharp details, no scratches, and a bright original surface, its value can increase dramatically. Now let's talk about the big numbers that everyone is curious about. Can a Liberty coin really be worth hundreds of thousands or even close to $1 million like the figure mentioned, $787,976.42? The answer is yes, but with a condition. Only extremely rare coins, often with unique errors or historical significance, reach such high values. Some Liberty coins, especially older ones like the Liberty head nickels or rare mint-era coins, have been sold for massive amounts at auctions. These coins are often one-of-a-kind or have a very limited number known to exist. When collectors compete for such coins, the price can skyrocket. Error coins are another fascinating area. Sometimes during the minting process, mistakes happen. These mistakes can include double strikes, off-center designs, missing elements, or incorrect metal compositions. While errors may seem like defects, in the world of coin collecting they are treasures. A rare error coin can be worth far more than a perfect regular coin. The market for Liberty coins is constantly changing. Prices depend on demand, rarity, condition, and historical importance. What may be worth a few $100s today could be worth thousands in the future. That is why many collectors see coins not just as a hobby, but as an investment. Another important factor is grading. Professional grading companies evaluate coins and assign them a grade based on their condition. This grade can significantly impact the value of the coin. A coin graded as MS65 or higher can be worth much more than the same coin in lower condition. If you are serious about coin collecting, it is important to learn how to identify different varieties, understand grading, and stay updated with market trends. Knowledge is your biggest asset in this field. Let's not forget the emotional side of coin collecting. Every coin has a story. It may have passed through countless hands, witnessed historical events, and traveled across generations. Owning a rare Liberty coin is like holding a piece of history in your hand. There are stories of people finding valuable coins in the most unexpected places. Old jars, drawers, inherited collections, even pocket change. These stories remind us that treasures can be hidden in plain sight. So what should you do right now? Start checking your coins. Look closely at dates, designs, and conditions. Use a magnifying glass if needed. Weigh your coins. Compare them with known varieties. You never know what you might find. The world of Liberty coins is vast, exciting, and full of opportunities. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, there is always something new to discover. And who knows, your next find could be the one that changes everything. Stay curious, stay patient, and keep exploring. Because in the world of coins, even the smallest detail can lead to the biggest reward. This is Coins, your gateway to hidden treasures and valuable discoveries. Keep watching, keep collecting, and remember, your next coin could be worth a fortune.